What's up, everybody? Rene Rodriguez with the Long Story Longer podcast, and today's episode is a great one. I know I said about every episode, but in this case, or in every case, it happens to be true because I always finish off the episode excited and happy to have made new friends. I hadn't met John or Hexx from Let Down Studio beforehand, and I'm glad I did. All thanks to Adam Thayas from Letters from Wolves and his bandmates in Letters from Wolves. They had planted that seed saying, hey, man, you got to talk to John and Hexx from Let Down Studio. They're good dudes. You should have them on your podcast. Make it happen. And thankfully, shortly after that episode, I reached out to the guys via Instagram, and they were quick to respond, like, "Yeah, dude, we're more than happy to join you and be on your podcast." So I'm glad they did because, again, having made new friends that are great people, I like everything that they stand for as far as their music studio and their goals with their studio. Their mission is a simple one, man. They wanna they want to showcase local artists, all these bands in El Paso that have great talent. And we do talk about it in the episode that there's a lot of talent here in El Paso. And they just want to showcase that, at a budget friendly price, which is cool. Oftentimes you could go to a big time studio and pay by the hour, and one song could be thousands, if not more, per song to have it recorded, produced, mastered, everything. In their case, they're doing great quality work, again at a budget-friendly price. Um, it's a good mission, because you're helping out the local music community, um, and up and coming artists. A lot of us want to get our music out there, and we don't have the means or the hardware or the tools to do it. And they're doing it. And not only are they doing it at a budget-friendly price, they're also very passionate about it. So that's pretty cool, man, because they're putting a lot more into your music, into the projects that they're doing with you, than what they're getting paid for. It's a labor of love. And the ultimate product is going to showcase that just right. As far as their products, though, they start off with, they've got three tiers. They've got tier one, which is a free 10-minute interview, I believe, just where you can get your foot in the door with your music and your band, what have you, and just to get your name out there. Tier two for $150, again, pretty affordable. You get a live performance video, on camera interview as well, a promo photo and teaser video leading up to the release of the video, and then a YouTube premiere countdown. Again, countdown to where the day that your video is going to be released on YouTube. Plus, they share all that stuff on their social media because they get excited about releasing your music just as much as you will too. Tier three, similar to that, but with so much more. Instead of one live performance, three live performances, right? With a full band interview, B-roll and behind the scenes footage, full promo photo set, and social content bundle. I think that's pretty cool to get those videos done with them. They're what I call them at the top of the episode. They're a one-stop shop as far as your studio's concerned, because you're recording your tracks there, your songs, and you're recording live performance, showing them your energy, your vibe, the way the band plays together and everything. And you get to showcase it and show it off on the internet forever. That's pretty cool, man. On YouTube, on your social media, what have you. And if you do happen to go onto their social media and their YouTube channel, well, first and foremost, please subscribe to their channels, like them, share their stuff. Amazing group of people there at Let Down Studio. But also, if you do go onto their social media and you see the bands that they've recorded, don't be deterred by the fact that they've got more metal bands than anything. They do have rock bands there. They recently, they recently had a hip hop artist do a live performance there. And we talk about that in the episode too. And they've had a Christian band as well. They are looking to get every genre of music. They want to work with everybody. Again, they want to showcase all the talents that El Paso has to offer musically, and so much more. Hexx was talking about how he's excited to someday, hopefully sooner than later, uh, record a mariachi band there at Let Down Studio. And that'd be pretty cool, man. He's up for the challenge and he wants to do it again sooner than later. So don't be deterred by seeing a bunch of metal bands on there. If you've got music that you want to show off and showcase to El Paso, have them help you out. It'll be great. Again, Hexx and John at Let Down Studio, it's a passion project for them. You could hear it in their voices, the way they talk about their projects, the excitement in their words, their eyes, their movements, everything, man. These guys are good dudes, and everybody would be fortunate to work with them. They're great dudes, and they love music. Music is life. Speaking of music and music being life, um, if you haven't already checked out my previous episode with Charlie Garcia, a solo performing bassist, a studio engineer, studio musician, guitarist as well, and he's also a luthier. He builds his own bass guitars and guitars from scratch. They're amazing pieces of work, beautiful pieces of work. His music is outstanding too. Um, I can't urge you enough to go back and look at that episode too, because I've often expressed with me working for the railroad, there were many years where I wasn't in town other than on weekends at a time, right? And me being a single dad and everything, I am focused to my son a lot as well, and I didn't go out and check out a bunch of the music acts at all. So me being a fan of local music, being a fan of music in general, I fell back on my local music knowledge for the longest time. I am home more often now than I used to be, a week at a time. I'm away for a week at work. I'm home for a week. I'm falling back into it and going back to Let Down Studio. Like I'm discovering bands that I have seen, but beforehand I hadn't seen. Discovering bands that have amazing talent here in El Paso. Case in point, Bloomwave. I love that band. I heard them first on Let Down Studio and on YouTube, But going back to Charlie Garcia, so the reason I bring up my career is because I love my career. I love what I do. I don't regret anything from it because it's afforded myself and my son a great lifestyle. But I have missed out on a lot of the local music scene and so much more. It's all gravy though. It's all good. But whenever my buddy Mario Ochoa reached out to me to let me know about Charlie, he sent me some videos of Charlie's bass playing, the basses and the guitars that Charlie's built over the years, and an interview that Charlie did in Argentina. I was like, I'm excited to get this dude on. It's a long episode, but it's a great one, man. If you guys could sit through it or just watch it to get to know Charlie, because plenty of people know who Charlie is for sure. But I think not enough people know about him because he's putting El Paso on the map, and we don't even know about it. Not everybody knows about it. He's done a recent tour of his solo bass work in Argentina, and he's back in El Paso at the moment. And he's fixing to, I'm not sure what day, but he's fixing to go back to Argentina pretty soon to do the second leg of that tour. He's an amazing talent. I've posted some of his playing to my social media on Instagram and TikTok and Facebook, and check that out, man. Charlie's an amazing musician, amazing guitar luthier, amazing engineer, great stories to tell too. And again, I'm gonna express it a lot more often. Go back and check out that episode because I feel like everybody should know who Charlie Garcia is. Amazing talent, amazing dude, very humble dude for sure. And yeah, and as far as this episode, again, very fortunate that I got to meet Hexx and John, very good dudes, love them already. Glad to have had them come over, and I can't wait to collaborate with them in the future, and same with Charlie Garcia. Can't wait to collaborate with him too. And so, yeah, great episode. I can't wait for you guys to watch this episode. So tune in. Enjoy the show. What's up, everybody? Rene Rodriguez here with a Long Story Longer podcast, and today's guest from Let Down Studios, studio, not studios, I've got Hexx and John.
Oh yeah, thanks for having us, man.
Thanks for coming, guys. Thanks for making it over.
Oh yeah, thank you.
I really appreciate you guys making time for this little podcast. And
You know what's funny is that Everybody always says let down studios.
I caught myself, bro, because I was on your YouTube doing my research earlier. And I was like, I got to make sure I say it right, and I said it wrong anyway.
Yeah. Now we're used to it. It's just studio.
Just Studio, and what's cool is to let everybody know about Let Down Studio. You guys are a one-stop shop essentially for all your music recording needs, and then some. You guys are doing video and everything too.
Yeah, so we used to predominantly just be like a just a recording studio, but now we're doing a new session called Live from Letdown, and we doing that. We've been doing that for about a year now, right, John?
Yeah, just in June, on June 6th, I think it's going to be here, that we had our first live shoot, and it was awesome. We didn't know what we were doing,
Right.
and it's kind of new territory that we were stepping into, but we've been having a blast, and it's fun. We're getting another notch on our belt, so we're making a lot of good friends along the way, so
Yeah,
been
And
awesome for us.
that's what it's all about: making new connections, new friends, and putting good El Paso talent out there.
you know what? That's it's crazy to see how talented El Paso is, and just to be a little part of it, and to help the artists that are coming with us put out some good content. It really means a lot that they're showing up. To Letdown, and it's been crazy. It's been a crazy year because we were closed for a couple of years, and we just celebrated being open for 1 year. We're about to celebrate our Life from Letdown series year anniversary next month. So it's been quite a journey, and we've met a lot of cool people along the way. And man, we got a lot of cool stories to share.
Yeah, speaking of that talent in El Paso, I think as far as the music talent, I think it's always been here locally, right? But it was never showcased, right? Or before social media, when we were a lot younger,
Oh yeah,
it was just through gigs or through parties that we'd know about it. Now, thanks to YouTube, thanks to every social media format, it helps a lot. And I think what you guys are doing with the bands that you guys have had on, it's awesome, man. It's pretty cool.
I know. With the It was hard for us to learn like how this day and age works with technology, not technology, but like with social media and
Hmm.
promoting. So when we stepped into the Life from Letdown series, it was a big learning curve for both of us because it's something that we had never done. And to have bands show up, perform, and we would record it, it's a process to put it out now. But I think nowadays it's all about content.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
that's something that we're really working to provide for all the bands that come, to work with us
Hmm.
is content, man, because we want their audience to get to know them. We want their audience to relate to them, not only get to know their music, but get to know who they are as artists.
Hmm.
So we're really working on that with our live series.
Yeah, and it's cool. So we've been incorporating interviews after the live sessions now. So it's a chance for us to just kind of break the ice, like what we're doing,
Hmm.
get to know the band a little bit more, what they're trying to do as a
Hmm.
band, but then also kind of get the audience to get to know who they are as people. Because I think that's another thing too. And I remember in college when I would go and just sit on the computer, nothing to do. I'd look up behind the scenes.
Yeah.
What are they doing? So it's always cool to see that aspect. So we're incorporating that a lot more.
Yeah.
What we're doing. So it's really cool, and it gives the bands more content for them to promote. But it's also we're helping each other out.
Yeah.
So
Oh yeah.
It helps on a local level because I think kind of like what you're mentioning. I remember being a kid. Um, I think before YouTube even, it was on MTV or whatever. You'd see clips of the bands that you're into, like the Chili Peppers or whoever. You see them talking or getting interviewed, and you feel like you know the band. And I think with local artists, we're getting that same thing through Lay Down Studio now. You know.
Oh yeah. I still remember being a kid, and like I used to love watching the behind the scenes stuff.
Mm-hmm.
To see them in the studio working, to see them messing up and hitting record again. Like I used to be like, shit, that's what I want to do when I grow up. You know?
But you also get to see the band that you're into be human.
yeah,
Yes. Yeah.
So
and I think it's really cool too because I think a lot of the times bands and even ourselves we try to be too serious
hmm
sometimes, but it's nice to let the guard down sometimes,
for sure.
and we're trying to get people to just enjoy themselves, be comfortable, laugh,
Hmm.
and I think that's making them realize like, oh hey, it doesn't always have to be this way.
Yeah, yeah,
Always serious all the time. We can have fun with each other.
yeah. Cut loose and have fun and
Yeah,
Yeah.
and play music. Play
That's
awesome
what it's
music.
about, though. It's about having a good time, man. And I think this go around of Letdown, we really focused on having a good time and enjoying the time that we're hanging out with the bands and
Hmm.
making music. Like I don't I would I don't want to be anywhere else, man. To me, it's I love it.
Yeah, I did see on one of your videos on your channel talking about exactly that, where you want the bands to have fun first and foremost. Because yeah, it's just why else are you there, you know?
Yeah,
And I do like how you emphasized also. I mean, yeah, the ultimate goal is to possibly make it in music, but that may or may not happen. That's the ultimate dream. But the point is to have fun while you're making the music, while you're doing everything that involves the music. If any success comes out of it, hell yeah, you
yeah.
know.
That's the cherry on the top. That's what I tell
Hmm.
all the bands. Like this is a dream right now. We're hanging out. We're making music. We're shooting videos. We're recording. Like this is it. Like
Hmm.
you know, as a kid, look at like again, like referencing back to seeing all that behind the stuff footage. That's what I wanted.
Hmm.
You know, as a musician, just to be in the studio and stuff. And you know, we really do try to promote that atmosphere in our
Hmm.
studio where it's really relaxed. You know, we do take it very serious. You know, because we do want every artist to produce the best product that they can.
Yeah, because that's gonna put your name on it. That's gonna be
Exactly.
your stamp on it.
It's not only our stamp, but we do take pride in their sound.
Yeah.
And I think every artist that comes, they do feel that like we do want to put out the best product for them and their
Hmm.
audience. And so we take it very seriously. You know, we have rules. It's not just a party all the time, you
Hmm.
know. Although it feels like it sometimes, you
Yeah.
know. But we do have like we have mandatory pre-production meetings. We constantly sit down and we're always talking about the direction of the project, you know. But within all that, we do enjoy ourselves. Like it's awesome, man. We do try to create that environment of just being comfortable, you know, because when the artist is comfortable, that's when we've learned over our years of doing this. That's when they produce the best product.
For sure.
So
Yeah, and when it's work, it's work, and then when it's not, it's fun.
Hmm.
So we have our routines, and like once we're in it, and we're
yeah,
working back and forth. Whether I'm running the board, he's running the board. We're filming some kind of behind the scenes. So we're always doing something.
Hmm.
So it's always meaningful, and like I said at the beginning, when we meet with the bands, we let them know that that's what we're going to be doing. So we're not going to put out anything that we don't feel comfortable with.
For sure.
yeah,
Yeah, I was talking with Letters from Wolves on that episode. I mentioned something similar to that, where fame with the music is the ultimate goal, whatever. But I mean, I kind of felt like a dick saying that we're not all gonna get there, you know. And in retrospect, I felt like a dick having said that.
yeah,
But the reality is, not everybody makes it. There's crazy, awesome talent out there. There's very there's a lot of people that are very talented out there that don't make it, you know.
yeah,
But and that's again where I emphasize, like me with a podcast and you guys with your studio, locally famous is just as awesome, I think.
yeah. You're doing. I mean, I honestly don't picture myself doing anything else. Like I love making music.
Hmm.
So in my eyes, I've already made it.
Yeah.
You know, I love this. Like I love being around music and I always tell bands like instead of shooting for that ultimate goal, you know, make it more realistic and live the dream within the moment,
Hmm.
you know, because we're doing it, you know, and you know, in today's day and age, you can expose, you know, you have social media, you have all these outlets
Hmm.
now to showcase your music to everybody,
Hmm.
and those didn't exist back in the day,
Yeah.
you know. So take advantage of it, have fun with it. You know, that should be the goal. Have fun with it. Keep putting it out.
Yep.
Make music. Promote it. You know, and that's what we tell the bands that come with us. And it's been going really great.
I've talked about how with our music, with me and my son, with One Star Day, selfishly, the way I explain this is how I live forever.
Yeah.
You know, with the memories I've made with my son with our
Oh,
music,
that's so awesome.
this is how I'm gonna live forever. Whenever I'm long gone, hopefully it's a long time from now, he'll always have that to remember us by. You know, the stuff that we did together.
That's cool.
So
That's
so
awesome.
that's my ultimate goal with my music. Like I want to have my music out there for my son to
Yeah.
look
And
back upon.
you're literally doing it
Yeah.
as you speak. Like, and that's,
Hmm.
you know, you're living your dream, you know.
Hmm.
I don't know.
And I
I think right now is the best time to be a musician.
Oh hell yeah.
I know everybody's scared about this AI stuff and all that. And I think AI is just going to drown everybody out because everything's going to sound the same.
Yep.
You know, and now's the opportunity to be different. Now's the opportunity to show the world who you are as an
Mm-hmm.
artist. So, I mean, yeah, AI is cool, but I think right now, like everybody's gonna move back into live music,
Yeah.
going to shows again, because yeah, you can only scroll so much on your phone,
Yeah.
you know,
For sure.
Yeah.
you know. So I think it's in the best interest right now of musicians and artists to roll with it, have fun
Mm-hmm.
with it, you know.
And not even just that, but it's like you mentioned right now, it's making memories. So
Mm-hmm.
I remember growing up and when I did my first recording, so before I joined on Letdown, I recorded with him first.
Mm-hmm.
So this is when he and I weren't together at the moment. Um, and I just go back and I listen to those recordings and like, oh man, this is so cool. Or I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, oh man, what was I thinking?
Mm-hmm.
So whether it's a good memory or like an embarrassing memory, it's a memory, and it's
Right.
something that you can go back and you can be fond of, and you can laugh at. You can be like,
Yeah.
oh man, like I can't believe I did that. So it's just something that I think when you're in the moment, you don't appreciate it. And I
Mm-hmm.
think now that we're putting out those videos, we're putting out like the behind the scenes stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's an opportunity for those bands to go back, and even if they don't make it, that's fine. They can have something to remember and to be like, oh
Mm-hmm.
man, that was such a good
That was a
cool
great
time.
time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And then going back to what you're saying with AI though, how that's going to get drowned out eventually. Hopefully you're right. I hope you're right. Um, can you think about, like you're saying, whenever you recorded something back in the day, how proud of it you were and everything, how good it made you feel? Nobody's going to get that sense of satisfaction showcasing something that AI did for them compared to the stuff that you guys or the stuff that I've done before too, where whenever I finish the song, I listen to my own shit over and over and over, like excited about it, right?
That's
And
the best
I
part.
can't wait to show it off too, man, because
Exactly.
it makes you feel real fucking good.
Yes. Yeah.
and it's good for. There's so many benefits for it. It
Yeah.
can help give you ideas. It can spark inspiration, but it's not going to replace actual people playing it.
Hmm.
So while there's a lot of good to it, it's not going to be the end all
Yeah.
for it.
Yeah. Yeah. And as an artist myself, I draw too. Like that's one of my drawings there. It's a lot easier for people now to come up with AI images also. And to each their own. They can
Yeah.
you can tell when it's AI, and
Yeah.
if they want to use that, that's on them. But it's not as cool as original artwork.
Oh, yeah, of
Exactly.
course, man.
I
So
know. It's a tool now, but I don't think it's gonna replace anybody anytime soon. Because it's just gonna sound generic.
yeah.
You're gonna know it's AI, and maybe for like the masses it's cool, but for like real artists and musicians,
Hmm.
it'll never replace like sitting down and writing a song on a guitar with
Yeah.
lyrics that mean something to you.
Hmm.
You know.
And yeah, like you mentioned, I think it's going to cycle out soon that people are going to be like, well, I want to hear like what's actually going on in their head.
Hmm.
I want to see like, or I want to feel something. I want to have like real emotions going on with when I hear this music. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's not going to replace anything that a person can do.
One of the things I have thought about that I will never do, but I've thought about because I struggle with lyrics myself. But I think maybe people will still write the music and everything. But if they can't write their own lyrics, they might go to Chat GPT or whatever they're using to. Hey, this is what I'm feeling. Can you write lyrics about this or that?
And
Fuck you.
and that's already happening, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
And like I said, sometimes it's cool just to get like ideas, but it, I think we're just in such an age that people want instant results
Hmm.
and they just want it right away. That's the first thing they go with,
Hmm.
and it's easy to get lost in that loop because I think we were mentioning right now our attention span and just how the generation is like there is no attention span,
Hmm.
and that's why the shorts are that's the thing.
Yeah. But instant results means instant forgettability. Like
Yeah.
you're done. So you're not gonna, you can't relate to that song. You can't relate to that. That's why we chose to do like the live sessions, because we want the band's audience to relate to them
Right.
as musicians.
Hmm.
Because that's something that we realize that needs to be there if you want to pursue this career. And that's why we offer it now.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool because so I'm sure besides the interviews too, when you guys are in the studio recording these bands, you guys get that firsthand look at the chemistry between the bands sometimes and how they come up together with shit. And so one of the things that I saw going back to Letters from Wolves, they were talking about some of the songs that they wrote or some of the songs that they enjoyed playing live. And yeah, they are talking to me on the podcast, but they're also talking amongst themselves during the podcast about how excited they got about something that they do whenever they perform live or whatever. And seeing that chemistry with that band or with any band, that's pretty neat to experience too.
I think we've been lucky in that I would say like 100% of the bands that we've worked with have all had great chemistry,
Good.
and it's been a fucking blast, man.
Good, bro.
That when the project ends, we're like, oh man, fuck, well, but it's time to mix it, master it, get it out, But that's something that I'm grateful for, is that the majority, honestly, almost I can't think of a bad experience that we've ever had. Working with the bands, all of them show up ready to work, ready to have fun. But I think that goes back to us though, is that we do have those conversations prior to them
Hmm.
coming in. We discuss everything, and that's something that we learned the hard way. Is that when we would back when we were starting, when we would let bands just show up, man, it'd be a mess. We would navigate our way through it. So we learned that we have to sit down and we have to talk to the bands and get to know them. Not only get to know them, but know what they want. Because no, in just knowing what they want, it helps direct what choices we're going to make in the recording
Hmm.
process. So that has helped drastically. We've been doing that for over 10 years now, something like that. So it's cool.
Yeah, and it's just something that we need to do to be on the same page.
Hmm.
So we can't have conflicting ideas
You're not
or
second guessing anything.
exactly, or just doing it on the spot because someone thought it was a good idea to do it. If it's done purposefully.
Yeah.
And there are happy mistakes that
Hmm.
happen,
All the
but
time.
but for the most part, it's usually pretty planned out what we're gonna do, how we're gonna approach it. So from the minute they get there to just setting up the drums, tuning them, putting the mics on everything is done purposeful and with the right intention to have the best product that we can possible.
But you guys also want the bands to be open to suggestion, right? To some extent.
We try to you know let them know like we're putting egos aside.
Yeah, yes, that's
um,
a big one. Yes.
and sometimes it is a little difficult, because you want to be you're prideful obviously, and that's normal. But we do try to tell them that if you can't play this part and the other guitarist can play better, he's going to do it because it's with the best intention of
Hmm.
the project. So it's not that so and so is a better guitarist or a better player. It's about what's going to sound best.
Hmm.
So
Yes.
we try to just let them know, and not in a dick way. We just tell them like,
No,
hey,
no, for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
and
Yeah. So whenever I record with my buddy Anthony at Darkside Studio, like he's trimmed the fat on my music significantly, right? And like you're saying, all egos aside, right? Like he's made the suggestion before, and I always end up going with whatever he says because he's been right more often than not. But at first you're like, no, but this is how I wrote it. This is how it sounds right to me because I've been playing it this way in my bedroom for the longest time. But then the end product, that again we trim the fat or whatever. It's been better, I think.
That's for your audience. We, we,
Hmm.
we take that into account. It's like, what is the audience going to think? Because
Hmm.
they want to work with us. So we're taking all the years of experience that we've
Hmm.
accumulated and like, okay, well, let's try this, let's try that.
and for the most part, we'll like if there's an idea that's brought to the table, we'll let them try it out. But if we see that it's not working or if it's not contextually beneficial for the song, then we'll speak up.
Hmm.
So ultimately, um, it's up to the band what they want, but we remind them again, it's the product that we're both putting out.
Hmm.
So if we don't feel comfortable, it's like more of an executive decision that
Hmm.
we just won't do it.
Yeah.
But again, we'll take every account to try to make it work, but sometimes there's situations where the idea just doesn't fit. And
Hmm.
I think for the most part, when we bring that up, the band is in agreement
Yeah.
that oh, well, it didn't work or it didn't sound how I thought it was going to sound in my head. So we at least give it a try, and we
Hmm.
don't dismiss anything. So we're both very open to what the bands want to do as
Oh
well.
yeah.
Hmm.
Oh yes.
But the most important part at the end of the day is if the band knows the song and they have everything down, it's going to come out way better
Hmm.
instead of just making it up on the spot. So
Hmm.
Oh yeah. Yeah. That's something that we emphasize in those pre-production meetings. Like, go home, practice till you can play it with your eyes closed. Everyone, every band member, singer, drummer, guitar, something like. Because if you show up that well prepared,
Hmm.
it will sound that much better.
Yeah.
You know, our rather than mixing to fix, we can mix to have fun and mix to do creative stuff
Hmm.
during the mixing process because they already took the time to lay down their instrumentation perfectly,
Hmm.
you know. So the mixing process now becomes, rather than me trying to fix things, it becomes me being creative, which
Yeah.
takes the song just to the next level. So yeah, this is all explained when bands come down, when when they're interested in hey, we sort of want to work with you. Can we get to know you? We tell them, fuck yeah, come on down. Let's sit down with us, get to know us, you know, and then if it's a good fit, yeah, let's set up some studio time. We never really like, uh, what's it like? Oh, you got to come with us or not, nothing like that. We
It's never pressured.
Yeah, it's never pressured. Yeah, we want them to come down, meet us. If they enjoy us, if they enjoy the conversations that we're having, within hopefully within those conversations that we're having, they get to see like, oh man, these guys are on our side.
Mm-hmm.
They want my product to sound the best it can, and then usually from there we can book some studio time and stuff like that. But no, it's we have it down. The process of setting up studio time and stuff like that.
And you're saying you're pretty fortunate with all the bands that you guys have had so far. It's been pretty awesome,
Oh, dude, it's
pretty
just
easy
laughs all.
going. Yeah.
Dude, honestly, man, I have a blast, man. It's I look forward to recording. I get home from work sometimes, and I'm dead tired, but then I realize, oh man, as soon as I step in and they start showing up, oh, it's just gonna be laughing, having a good
Mm-hmm.
time. But it's work,
Mm-hmm.
you know. Everybody's on the same page, and it's cool, man. And then to hear the end product, oh, there's
That's a
nothing
good
better.
sense of pride right there too,
Yeah,
because
it's nothing better, man. I
that
love it.
was both collaborative efforts.
Hmm.
And it's always fun too, when we hear like the feedback from the bands and
Mm-hmm.
how grateful they are to see like their performance because it's live, and that's kind of another thing too that we when we do the live videos we tell them not to worry too much like if you mess up here and there because that's what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
No one's perfect live,
Mm-mm.
and if anyone says that they are, then they're full of shit.
Yeah, there, yeah.
So
Yeah.
we really emphasize having fun, and we give them a couple of practice run throughs
Mm-hmm.
to do beforehand, and that's when it's an opportunity for the bands to kind of let loose a little and to be like, well, we're just having fun, like what we were mentioning. That's really the biggest thing that we want the bands
Right.
to understand: be comfortable,
Yeah.
have fun, be proud of what you do. And it's been awesome. I was going through I didn't realize how many videos we've done so far
Mm-hmm.
until I went through the catalog and looked. I'm like, oh crap, it's cool.
Mm-hmm.
And then just all the recordings. It's a nice little like reminder to
Yeah.
stay humble.
Right.
Oh
Right.
yeah. Yeah, I was going through them the other day, and it's just to see where we've started from and where we're going. It's just so cool, man. And yeah, we usually tell the bands like it's funny because when we first started doing them, like you would see like the first performance was always the best one,
Mm-hmm.
and then as they kept recording, they would just kept getting worse and
They
worse
would
and worse.
digress.
Yeah, because they started thinking to themselves, "Oh, I fucked up. Oh, I fucked up. Oh, I fucked up." So within that, we learned like, hey, just give them a certain amount of takes, what to say to them. Don't worry. It's about your audience seeing you perform.
Mm-hmm.
You're not perfect. You're not
Yeah.
AI. Smile, bang your head, fuck up. That's what people connect with now.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's cool, man. Those videos, I still see those videos.
And it's cool. We'll have the bands, so they'll choose which performance they want to take for
Mm-hmm.
the video, and they'll go back and forth like, "Oh, did you hear this?" And it's like, "We didn't hear it."
Yeah.
So I think, and just as musicians, I think we're more critical of ourselves than we understand, because we know we want to play the best that we can,
Mm-hmm.
but if a person isn't familiar with your song or with what you're trying to do, and there's a little slip up, they're not going to notice.
Yeah. Yeah. For
Oh
sure.
yeah, nothing. Yeah.
So it's always funny to hear them go back and forth like, "Oh,
Yeah.
did you hear this? I sang it wrong," or
And then we're sort of third party. Like we don't have an opinion because some of the songs sometimes we've never heard. So we're like, dude, both take some badass.
Mm-hmm.
What are we arguing about? Let's roll with it. Let's pick it and go.
Yeah. There's a piece of music that I recorded. It's got the bass, the drums, and the guitar. It's all complete minus vocals because it's not from my voice. But at the very end of that song, I've got a flub with my guitar somewhere right before the end. My finger tripped or something, and I hear it. But if I ever end up using that piece of music, I'm gonna leave it in there because
that's how it came out.
it sounds natural. It sounds okay. It's not that big of a flub,
Put
but
it out, man.
it's there.
Put it out. You never know. That's another thing that we're learning is like you never know who's gonna connect with what. That's
Mm-hmm.
not our job. Our job as artists and musicians is to create content, create music, and put it out.
Yeah.
We don't know who it's gonna. It's not our job to force it on anybody. Because some of the videos that we thought like, we're like, oh man, like this song, this song's gonna do that. This song's gonna do that. It never did. It's weird, you know.
It's the opposite.
Yeah, it's the opposite. So yeah, just have fun, put it out. That's what we're learning, you know.
And we had a good conversation that I think a lot of people don't realize is that once you put it out on the internet or on YouTube or anything, you have no control over that.
Zero.
So you can promote it till you're blue in the face. You can promote it once, but once it's out there, you cannot control it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a lot of people don't understand that, and they try to control it, and they'll get upset like, oh, you're not listening to my music, or they just won't say anything at all. So
Yeah.
it's just something that we're understanding as well. Like we have our own projects as well, but we're taking what we're doing at the studio and we're incorporating that into our own projects.
Yeah.
And we're realizing that like, oh man, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So
Which goes back to the beginning. It's like that's not the dream. The dream is not being famous and all that. The dream is creating music, having fun with it.
Music that you're happy with ultimately.
Yes, and then you put it out, and then you don't control that part.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that was a hard pill for us to swallow. Like, we when we first started, like, oh, how come this video's not doing that? This video's not doing that? Because we used to make like little videos of ourselves, like, oh, how to use a microphone or whatever. But it's all a learning process,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And when we learned that, that's what makes all this fun is the process. And we're like, oh, ever since we realized that, we've been having a blast, man. And I'm so grateful for all the bands that are coming in and sharing their time with us, filming the live sessions. Like, I'm saying to them right now, like, thank you guys. Like, I've had
Mm-hmm.
a fucking blast. It's so cool, man.
And we've been fortunate to catch some of the bands that you guys have recorded on your channel. Like King Collapsio, we saw at Lowbrow before the year ended. I remember when they came on stage, and this is me just seeing a two-piece band on stage. I was like,
dude,
boy, was I wrong.
and
Yes.
that was so cool. And I remember, just being two people. When we film, I'm so used to having different people to
Right.
focus on. And this one, since it was just one person, it felt strange.
Mm-hmm.
But then that ended up being a fucking badass product.
Yeah, when we saw them at Lowbrow, I was amazed by it. I was like, wow, this is pretty fucking neat. I can't remember what other bands played other than it was them, Jane Like Fire. There was a bunch of bands, but the ones that stood out were definitely them.
Yeah, they blew me away. It was
Mhm.
cool. And that funny story about that particular shoot. John left the smoke machine on by accident. Right. So usually, like, we set up, we do sound check, and then we pop the smoke machine on and we let it run for just a couple seconds, and then we go into the control room and let the smoke settle. Well, John left the button popped in. So when we opened the door, you couldn't see anything.
Just a
It was
flood of
just-
smoke.
It was just a flood of smoke. But it made the video look amazing. And then they had such a powerful song playing, and I couldn't believe that two guys were producing that power.
That
behind it.
energy.
Yes, man. So it came out so good. So shout out to King Collapsia, man. Oh, that was so cool.
one of those little happy mistakes that I was
Yeah.
mentioning too.
Yeah, man. Yeah, again, that was a surprising performance to me. I became an instant fan right there.
Yep.
And then I saw him on your channel shortly after I saw him there. But them, and I was just showing Adrian today. I was showing him Bloomwave. Like I think I'm not very picky with the music that I like, but the second I heard one of their songs, I was hooked on them too right away. Like, man, I gotta listen to more of their stuff.
They're killing it at the moment. We saw them with Sparta
Mm-hmm.
when they opened for them. Man, so good. So good. We had such a good time. Their set was down. Whoever was running the PA, they made them sound amazing. Like,
Mhm.
oh man, such a good band, dude. And they're old school homies of mine. So
Mhm.
to see them up there, it was cool, man. I had a blast seeing them. So I'm glad that they're the first live from Let Down.
Okay.
And Mikey, he's the one that said, "Hey guys, we're Bloomwave and we're live from Let Down." He's the one who started that little phrase that we do at the beginning of every video. And yeah, ever since he said that, John was like, "Dude, that sounds cool. Let's do that."
What's the phrase again?
Hey, you go like, "Hey guys, we're Bloomwave and we're live
Oh.
from Let Down," or what?
Okay.
You insert your band.
Oh,
name.
okay. Yeah.
But if you notice, that's at the beginning of
Mhm.
every
Yeah,
video.
yeah.
And John was like, "Dude, that sounds so cool." And when we saw playback, we're like, "It does, huh?" So we've been doing that ever since, man. So shout out to Bloomwave. Thank you, Mikey. No, they're killing it at this moment, man.
Yeah, they sound great, man. I'm an instant fan.
Yeah. Oh no, they did really good.
And it's nice for them to get the exposure that they're deserving because they're grinding right now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
They're
yeah.
shows. I know they're recording right now, so it's really good that they're seeing the results of what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
Awesome musicians too. Maggie, Chris, all of them. Alex, they're amazing musicians.
and we've been getting a lot of bands too that they trust us that hey, we don't have content right now, so this is their stepping stone to get it.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So when we do the live videos, we give them obviously the video. We give them a mix down of the song that they do, so they
Mm-hmm.
can upload it onto Spotify because that could be another easy way for them to just put their music out there.
Mm-hmm.
So we're really thankful that the bands we had Ascensionism, so they wanted to do the videos. We gave them the songs and everything. So and they killed it. That was an awesome one.
Yeah.
That was a really big project, but we're so happy with how that one came out.
Yes. Ascensionism. Oh, that one blew me away. That was cool.
Yeah, I saw some of those videos because you got 3 or 4,
They did 3.
3, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
With interviews in between, and you know, just to see again, just to see that as somebody who would like, oh, you know what, maybe I sort of do like this song, and then you get to know them as a band. You get to
Mm-hmm.
know each individual. Like, I think that's cool, man. I really do. Like, even as a fan, as somebody outside who sometimes I don't get to enjoy the product because we're so involved in it. I don't get to enjoy the product till like weeks or months later. And now that one's been out for a while, like I go back at my work, I put it on, and I'm there jamming to it. I'm like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
getting to know them. It's cool, man. But we have so many good stories of all the sessions. Like we have a story for every session that's come through from the Live from Let Down, from the actual like full productions. Like that's cool, man. El Paso is so talented,
Mm-hmm.
so fucking talented, and if we could just help just a tiny bit, man, I think man, with this city's already exploding,
Mm-hmm.
you know. So that's cool, man. I hope Life from Let Down keeps going. I hope bands keep coming, because we have a blast doing them.
Mm-hmm.
We really do. It's cool, man.
And it's always good to hear something different. So our primary clientele previously would have been metal. That's
Mm-hmm.
what we were kind of known for. But now that we're getting different styles of music, different genres, it's really expanding,
Mm-hmm.
and it's really like allowing other artists to be like, oh well, they don't just do metal, so we can be on there as well.
Yeah.
We just recently had a hip hop artist
Right.
that was on there, so we had never done one of those before. We're having like a lot of slower, sludgy bands, so that's awesome. We're still getting
I love it.
the metal. We've had a couple acoustic projects, so it's awesome, man, and it's really to see how diverse the city is now. Because I remember when I was playing in the scene, maybe like 15 years ago, it was very focused on the metal,
Mm-hmm.
and I think we have a very powerful metal scene here.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also nice to see like, oh well, that's not all they're known for. There's other talented
Mm-hmm.
artists,
Hmm.
and it's cool because there's people who play in metal bands, but then they also do like their acoustic
Right.
projects or whatever. So it also shows that it's not just very one sided or not very like pigeonholed. And you don't see it. It's all over the place.
Yeah, and I think going back to how you were saying, yeah, it's a lot of metal, and I think that's why, to me, Bloomwave hit me the hardest and made me an instant fan, was because to me, I'm more of a rock guy, and they've got that rock vibe that just punches you in the face and pulls you in.
Hmm.
That's what drew me into their music a lot. So
No, yeah. I love the diversity that we're getting
yeah.
now. Because yeah, back in the day we were predominantly metal, which I still love. You know, in terms of like mixing, as a mix engineer, I love mixing metal. Like it's my favorite genre to mix,
Hmm.
hands down.
So how much of that is a challenge though? As far as, let's say you got 2 guitarists, are they going to have the same distorted sound, or are they going to have distinct sounds on each guitar? Or
So
how do,
again,
how do you go about mixing that?
over the years we've accumulated a lot of experience. So this goes
Hmm.
down. This would go down to like what you want as a band. So we
Hmm.
would sit down and talk about like, well, how do you want to sound? With guitars, I tend when I'm producing, I tend to like to vary the tone a little bit.
Hmm.
Um, Sometimes that means maybe a new amp. Sometimes that means changing the guitar.
Hmm.
Sometimes that means changing the the pickup. It's all dependent on the song and the project. But oh no, I love messing around in the studio. Like that's where I love being. So we'll experiment. We'll change mics mid session. Once the rhythm guitar's tracked, we'll go in and we'll change a mic or we'll change the speaker. Sometimes there's a blown speaker and we'll use that one. It just depends.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't know it sounds good until we try.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we're like, we just wasted 30 minutes.
Yeah.
But it's in the benefit of the song, so
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
not
For sure.
wasted. But yeah, no, it depends on the session and the track. It depends how good the guitar player is.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we have bands where the both guitar players they play drastically different,
Mm-hmm.
and sometimes that's a good thing because it opens the stereo width.
They offset each other.
Yes, and
perfectly.
in the headphones and your stereo width, it opens up a lot because they're not playing the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very dependent on the song, very 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 dependent. But that's production stuff that let us experiment, let us guide you on that part because oh man, drum production. Oh, I don't even know how to play drums, but I fucking love recording drums.
Mm-hmm.
I love tuning them. I love setting them up, choosing the mics, moving the mics. Like it's funny. Like I'm not even a drummer, but I love when we sit down and like a couple hours pass by and we have them play back, and we're like, dude, we got it. And then we resume and it's cool, man. Like, that's my favorite part is drums.
So let's say I go to your studio to record a song or two. I don't know how to tune the drum set.
Dude,
My son doesn't.
trust
He
us.
can play the fuck out of them, but he can't tune them.
Trust us. We'll do it for you.
Nice.
We love tuning. It's so weird to say, huh? Tuning drums sort of sucks.
No, if I shut up and touch it to my guitar, we'd have a fucking problem. But
No. But even then, like with guitars, we're very picky
mm-hmm.
with your tuning.
Yeah.
So you'll tune every couple bars. You're gonna keep tuning, and you're
Yeah.
like, again, and no, like you have to.
I'm used to that with where I go.
Yeah, we tune constantly, man. But with the drums, just let us take over. And sometimes we'll start from zero, so you're gonna see it just.
Wow. Deep.
You'll be like, "What are you doing?" You're like, "Don't worry, it's gonna sound cool, man."
We can get it done fairly quickly now.
Yeah.
Nice.
So we have a very unique way that we tune drums and everything, but it works out in our favor, and we've been doing that for the longest time. So
Mhm.
Yeah, it's over 10 years now.
yeah, just about.
We tune drums with a guitar.
Mm.
So we'll
Yeah.
figure out what key
Yeah.
the band is playing in, and we'll use those notes within that key to tune the drums. So right now our studio kit is the Aaron Gillespie series from Under Oath, his black and orange kit, and we've been tuning that kit and we know it like the back of our hand. So, but it's the same concept for every other set. So we'll find where the kit like the sweet spot.
Mhm.
So sometimes like you can only tune a kit so low or so high to where it starts sounding very very strange, or it doesn't match the sizes of
Right.
the kit. So we always try to, if they don't use our kit and they're going to go with theirs, we do the exact same thing. So we try to find the sweet spot. We try to find what works within the key for the song. So
What works within the room.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So we'll move around the room and see. Oh, the drum set's gonna go here. It's gonna go here.
but all those choices are always made before we start.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
we'll talk about that and everything. So the same thing with the guitars that he was mentioning right now. We'll figure out like, all right, are we going to use cabs? Are we going to use amp sims?
Or both. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
So it depends, and we always tell them, take care of your instrument, because the better it sounds with nothing on it,
Yep.
the more polished it's going to sound when we
Mhm.
have to put very little on it. And that's another thing too. Too much on a track isn't always the best. So it's always the less the better.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
So the less processing that we have to do, especially on drums too. And that's why drums is probably the most boring day for the band, because
Yeah.
it'll be like, John, we're going to adjust this mic, or we're going to go do this. And it takes like almost an entire
Day?
session. Yeah, a day. It could. But we're doing it just so we don't have to do too much to the drum.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, it's a process. And then we take samples. It's a whole process, man. It's a style that me and John know very well. So when the band shows up, like we already know what to do. So
Mhm.
let's get to work, and It works for us in terms of because we don't charge by hour, we charge by song.
And
So
you've got packages too.
yes, so we got packages, we charge by song. Um, so that's why we always emphasize you have to be ready to come to with us. Unless it's exclusively stated we're gonna work with you guys to experiment, which is cool too. Then we'll work together on a budget and stuff like that. But we're very flexible with all those things. That's one of the reasons why I opened it down back in the day, because I remember going to studios and man, the price was just too much. I just want to record a 3 minute song and I gotta pay like $5,000. Come on, that's not right. But I may be exaggerating a little bit, but you're a kid. You barely got a job. You're 18, 19. Don't that's one of the reasons why I opened it down, to bring the price down and but maintain that quality.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's
Yeah, I can't remember who with the band I was in when I was younger. We never did anything, but we tried to go to a studio to record original music, and it was stupid expensive. It was by the hour back then,
yeah.
and yeah, man, it's.
A lot of places is still by the hour.
Mm-hmm.
If it works for them, it works for them. It's not a we're not uh, you know if it works for them, it works for them.
But
But
thanks to technology, it's a lot more accessible now.
exactly. So we found a setup that works for us and for the people who choose to work with us. So
Mm-hmm.
um, it may change in the future. We don't know. But as of right now, we've past couple 10 years, 10 plus years, we found a flow that works for us, and we're just gonna keep rolling with it until it don't.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
And it's good too because when we're hearing these recordings, hearing the playbacks, we try to work with the band in terms of what they want. We really take their advice and we give our advice as well, because I remember the same thing, kind of the same situation. Try to go to a big studio, and they don't care. They're just gonna take your money. They're not gonna care how it sounds. Just click record. They're getting paid by the hour.
Mm-hmm.
So whether it's on them or not, it doesn't. So I think that's something that we're very prideful in, is that we do care about how that sound is gonna happen.
And I'd imagine with a big studio comes big ego. They're gonna think, "Oh, we know what we're doing. We're gonna have great product at the end of the day, so we don't gotta care because whatever we do, it's gonna be
Yeah.
great product in the end. Whatever. It's good to have somebody that cares about the product, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, and some people, that's what they want. They just want to go in and out,
Mm-hmm.
and it's very different for every project.
Mm-hmm.
So some people know what they want. Some people need a little bit more guidance. So I think we're like he was mentioning, we're very flexible in how we work with all the bands, the artists that come in with us.
Yeah. Because at this point, I mean, we're going on 20 plus years. We've seen it. We've worked with a lot of different personalities, and we've come across situations where we had to figure it out on the fly. So you do have two engineers that do have that experience.
Mm-hmm.
That really do want your product to sound the best it can,
Mm-hmm.
and we're gonna apply everything that we know to make sure it does on our end at least.
Right. That's good.
On our end at least, and I think every artist and the bands that come, they know that we're putting everything we fucking can. It might not be the best, but they know that we're fucking trying the best that we know.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and we do take pride in
And
it.
I think as an artist myself, I'd rather work with somebody I can be personable with.
Yeah.
So.
No, and it's a very relaxed environment. Yeah, it's. I say most bands that come in, well, all the bands that come in, it's very relaxed, very comfortable. Because that, again, we've learned that you have to be in that kind of environment to get the best product. So
Mm-hmm.
we have to make them sound or feel comfortable,
Mm-hmm.
so that they open up and they let loose. Because when you're stressed or you have a lot of anxiety, you play like shit.
Mm-hmm.
Nervous.
You're nervous. Yeah, that doesn't work. So we know the thing. We know what to say. We know what to do to help guide. We've learned a lot of tricks along the way to help every instrument, progress a little bit
Mm-hmm.
faster. It's cool, man. I fucking love it, dude. Yeah.
And then going back to the hip hop artists you guys had recently, what challenges does that bring forth? Because I'm assuming, or I don't know, but I imagine, is he making the beats there at the studio, or is he showing up with the beats?
Usually for the live sessions, they have to come prepared.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so he came with his music already ready.
Okay.
So the only thing that we asked for him was to take out the vocals because we wanted to really let his vocal shine, so he didn't
Hmm.
sing. He didn't have to sing over it. So yeah,
Right. Right.
he got on top of it, got the mix there, and it was cool because what you're hearing there is him 100% live.
Hmm.
And I mastered that particular song that he sung, and Dylan killed it. He sounds almost exactly like the mix that he did, which just goes to show like how invested he is in his art.
Right.
Oh, that's it. I was so happy, man.
Hmm.
That was cool.
And it's cool. We have we've worked with some bands too that have backing tracks.
Yeah,
Hmm.
So I know Letters from Wolves, they had a couple of backing tracks as well. So they want to make it sound exactly how it is if they were playing live.
Hmm.
So that's always awesome to hear too.
and our setup, fortunately, we can do all that stuff. We
Hmm.
have individual headphone feeds. You just give us. You just have to provide
The
the stems,
tracks.
yeah, the tracks or the backing tracks, or just bring it on your own. We'll route it into the board. Like we've had bands have their own rigs and their own in-ears, and we'll just route it into the board, and it comes back out to them in our headphone monitors, and yeah, it works. So we've had all, yeah, we've had a lot of crazy setups where we're like, oh, dude, what do we do?
Hmm.
But no, our setup, fortunately, can handle all that stuff. So it's pretty,
Good.
yeah. So
And it's cool to see the dynamic of the band too, because I know sometimes we'll ask them if they want to play with the headphones, but sometimes
yeah,
they'll choose like, nah, let's play it.
yeah,
And it's
Hmm.
it's raw, it's fast. You know how sometimes you play things
Hmm.
faster than you should or slower,
hmm,
but it's cool to see them get into it
Hmm.
because you really see their personalities come out
Hmm.
when they start doing that. So that's always fun. And again, it's completely their choice on what they choose to do. But if they do have like backing tracks or anything, we recommend that someone has headphones on. Typically the drummer,
yeah,
Hmm.
because I think that's the one that usually follows the tracks, or
Right.
they might just have a click track in their head.
yeah.
Everyone else is kind of just playing to the drummer.
Hmm.
So it's every project has its own unique situation.
Yeah, we've had different setups that we've had to accommodate to. We've had it where just the singer has the headphones, just the drummer has a click. All of them have the click. Only the guitarist has a click. It's crazy. There's a like, yeah, and but yet sometimes they want to do it like they do live, so let's do it.
Hmm.
You know, so yeah, we accommodate them, and we usually get it going pretty quick. Cause our setup for the live session, we could go right now and we could be filming right away. Like it's ready. We've already learned how to. We know where we have to be in the room. We know
Hmm.
like where the lights, the setups. It's cool, man. I hope bands keep coming because I love the live from letdowns.
Now, is there any local bands that you've seen that you want to work with that you haven't reached out to or haven't reached out to you yet?
Oh man,
Anybody that you have in mind
let's see.
besides everyone that can make it out there?
I know a lot of the bands that we have already worked with. We've been thankful to work with them so far.
Yeah,
There's a lot of new talent. So we just hope that if they're interested,
Hmm.
you know,
I hope they see that. I hope they see the value that we can offer their audience.
Oh, for sure.
In the live set. Because they get to know them as a band. But truthfully, because we have a couple of live sessions coming up, like come on down. It doesn't matter the
Hmm.
genre. You know, we're gonna do. I think we're gonna do some R&B pretty soon. We're gonna do a
Nice.
solo guitarist for like. That's what excites me is like El Paso's so full of good music, and we're just trying to help promote that.
and right now we're offering a package for the Live from Letdowns.
Yeah.
So if a band just wants to get an interview, just we offer that as our entry tier.
Hmm.
And then we go on to they'll record one song, and then they'll have like a very small little interview after, just for people to get to know them a little bit more. And then we offer our larger packages where they get 3 songs, and then they get the full interview, they get the behind the scenes.
Yeah.
It's really like the full package.
Hmm.
And I think now that it's becoming more available, bands are becoming more interested in it.
Yes.
So they're tackling it, and they're really trying to get on that train.
And I think you've got good pricing for all you offer for sure. Also.
Yeah, and like he was mentioning, we're just trying to make it as affordable as
Hmm.
possible for bands. So if they can't afford, the one video right now, they have the interview.
Come do
and
the interview. Yeah.
and that's our intro package, and it's for free.
Mm-hmm.
So just having a conversation, it kind of gets a chance for them to explain to the audience who they are, what they like to do, their sound, and then once they're ready, then they can jump on that first tier, and then essentially lead on to having a full performance.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
So we just want to give bands that opportunity
Yes.
because it's something I would have wanted when I was still playing. So it's good that we can at least give back in that sense.
Again, that stuff that back then was far out of anybody's reach.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's difficult because I know we would watch like Audio Tree and stuff like that, and it would always be called, oh, well, that would be so cool to do. But I guess it was just maybe like the knowledge or it was the resources or whatever it may be that it just didn't happen at the moment. And thankfully, we realize what it takes
Mm-hmm.
to actually go through with it, and we're doing it now.
Mm-hmm.
So it could have. It's always a would have, could have, should have, but we're doing it now, and that's all that matters.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's a big thing that we always talk about. Like, just don't be shy anymore. Just do it.
Mm-hmm.
So we're very thankful for that.
That's cool. And what I did forget to ask you guys right off the bat was, well, you guys kind of answered it anyway. You guys started this whole thing to make it affordable to showcase bands and everything. But more or less, when did you guys start?
Let down or the live sessions?
Let down, all in all.
Ooh. Let down is around 20 years old.
Okay.
That I've been working with bands and trying to provide like my um, space and equipment for bands
Mhm.
to record. And so it's about 20 years old, truthfully. We did close up shop for a while, for about 5 years recently, just because life happened. Things got a little hard.
Mm-hmm.
John joined about 12 years, 14 years ago.
In about 2012. So
Yeah, right.
my old band at the time, we recorded. We really enjoyed the quality of the product. And one day, I just said, "Hey, man, so if you ever need help, or if want another set of hands on board, I'm down."
Mm-hmm.
And we always go back and forth, like, how did I join?
Mm-hmm.
And we could never come up with like a clear answer, but
I don't remember John jumping on board, truly, but I can't picture John not being. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember asking John for help. I don't remember him slowly, you know, becoming part of all this, but no, like he's just.
snuck in. I'm here, fucker.
Yeah. That's how I am with Adrian. I started this on my own, and Adrian saw what I was doing, and he was like, "Dude, I gotta go check you out. I gotta go check out one of your episodes," and he jumped in from there, helping me out.
Yeah,
I can't see myself without this fucker here.
same here. Like I can't. It, John is let down. We're let down. Like
Mhm.
it's you know I can't. But yeah, we've been around almost 20 years. We did close up shop. We are celebrating our 1 year anniversary of reopening though,
Mm-hmm.
which is why we're sort of we're very grateful for the Live from Letdown sessions because those weren't supposed to be what they turned into be.
Right.
They were supposed to just be a promotional material to say like, hey, like we're open again. This is what we offer. If you have any questions, hit us up on get to message us. But what slowly started happening was we started realizing like, hey, we sort of got something here.
This is a different avenue we can follow.
Yeah, and it's something different that we could offer at the moment. So we started working on improving ourselves, getting better at video editing and all that stuff, putting it all together. But yeah, we're celebrating. We just celebrated being open again as a studio for 1 year, and we're about to celebrate our 1 year anniversary for Live from Letdown on what day?
June 6th or 7th.
June 6th or 7th. So for all the bands that have stopped by and did a live session, like, oh, thank you from the bottom of my heart, man. Like, I'm so grateful. I'm so happy. I watch them every day. I'm a fan of your music. I've already disconnected of like, oh, I was there filming. Like, no, like I'm like watching him. Like, oh my god, like this is so cool. So hopefully bands keep coming out. If you have any questions, message us.
Yeah.
well, we'll get back to you. We want to work with you, so we'll find a way to make it work. You know.
And you guys were pretty quick to answer me back when I reached out about the podcast. Thankfully, Adam had brought it up too. He told me you guys were great people, and whenever I messaged you guys, I think it took me a couple days because I'd been busy, but whenever I did, you guys got back to me pretty quick.
Oh yeah, no man.
It's
You know, when you love something, you want to keep doing it. You know, so
that's what I was gonna say. It's a labor of love on
yeah,
every which
man.
end.
Because it's a lot of work. I'll be the first to
Mm-hmm.
admit it's a lot of work. But I love every second of it,
Mm-hmm.
man. I really do.
But we're very appreciative that you reached out and you brought us on board because now we have another form of networking.
Yeah, man,
Yeah.
definitely same.
And when you guys are ready, come do a session. Come on. Come on. Get the band together. Let's go. Bring your son out.
Yeah, he'll love it, man.
How cool would it be for somebody younger to see your son playing drums and him inspire them?
Dude,
That is what we're realizing is what we're sort of doing at
yeah,
the
yeah,
moment.
yeah.
You know, that's so cool.
And that's why I mean he got himself into music through me, of course, right? But that's why I'm glad he's following in my footsteps because he's gonna be ultimately he's already a better musician than I am.
That's awesome.
He's already better than I am because he wants to learn everything. He can read notes on drums. I was a kid that I started learning traditionally how to play guitar, reading notes and everything, but then tablature came out.
Oh yeah,
I took the shortcuts that ultimately fucked me, right? But my son's very I don't know, man, he's just a natural man.
Bring him out, man. Bring him out because someone young's gonna see him like, oh damn, I can do
Mm-hmm.
it too.
Mm-hmm.
I want to do it, and
Mm-hmm.
that's how all this works. You know. So yes, do it.
I always talk about how in his case he's very sure of his talent. He's very sure of it. He's not afraid of anything. He loves playing and yeah.
Well, when you guys are ready or when he's ready, you let us know.
And then you guys do have it's a home studio, right? You were
Yeah.
talking about how it's at your house
Yes.
and half of your house is devoted to
To the
music.
studio. Yeah. So yeah, so we converted half the house. You know, everything's soundproofed. The room has been set up properly for its acoustics. Like yeah, we got everything. So we've worked hard for it. We are grateful for it, but we don't take anything for granted
Hmm.
any day, man, because there was a time where we didn't have it. And I don't know, I didn't feel the same.
Hmm.
You know, I was really in a bad place. And when we started doing this again, you know, I felt that energy,
That drive.
that drive come back into me. And I'm not going to take that forever, ever for granted again.
Yeah, no. Yeah, whenever we were talking before we started recording that, I had stopped music in my 20s at some point because I had to grow up, whatever. But I regret having stopped that time too. And I was in a bad place too, I'm not
Yeah.
going to lie.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I just wonder what all would have been if I had kept on with it too.
Yeah. Well, you can still do it.
Oh,
Again,
yeah.
again, like we talk about, there's no rules anymore.
Mm.
There are no rules, you know. And music is a cool avenue to pursue because it is very rewarding.
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
You got to make things happen.
Yeah.
I was, so I'm working in San Diego whenever I'm away for work. And I've got a bike out there and I'm always riding my bike down the beach. So there's all sorts of people, right? And I wish I would have saved the video because I make an edit every day and I post it on my social media. But on one of my rides, and it's not an original thought or phrase that I saw, but this lady clearly was a hippie, I think. But on the back of her denim long jacket, whatever you want to call it, like Inspector Gadget's coat, she had a bunch of graffiti on the back that she did with marker or whatever. And the thought that was on there, written on there, was you got to create your own universe, not wait for it to
Yes.
happen.
Yes. Yes.
And that's what you guys did with Let Down Studio. That's what I'm doing with this podcast because
Yes.
shit ain't going to happen for itself.
Exactly. You got to create it on your own. And again, there's no rules. There's no boundaries anymore. Look, you can go buy all this stuff on your
Mhm.
phone right now and get
Mhm.
started.
You don't need all this shit.
No,
Like for a podcast with your phone, that's all you fucking need.
Yep. you know, but you do have all this shit,
Mm-hmm.
and it makes it that much better. You know, like there's no barrier to entry anymore.
Yeah, I've told
You know?
Adrian when I wanted to start doing this, I was like, I got to buy the equipment that'll keep me motivated
Yeah.
to keep on doing this. Because if I don't buy this,
Yeah.
what's my drive or
Yeah,
what's
exactly.
my
Yeah.
my incentive to keep on doing it?
Oh, we bought some expensive equipment. We know. And we're like, oh shit, we got to pay this off. You know. No, but no, we get it, man. It's we've realized like what we want out of this whole journey, and we're literally getting it at the moment, man. And and I'm beyond stoked. And all the like I said, I can't reiterate it as enough. Like all the bands that we've got to work with, fuck man, you're all awesome. Like it's the shit, man. I'm so happy to have that opportunity to work with you and continue to work with you. You know, I had a meeting with Brian from Letters from Wolves, and we're working on some of his mixes at the moment. And every time I turn Ableton on and start mixing again, like I just get happy, man. Like it's fucking cool, dude. And the music that they're about to put out, oh, I can't wait for people to hear. You know, it's exciting, man.
Yeah, you can tell Brian's always working on something.
Yeah,
He's that musician.
he's talented, man.
Oh yeah, he is.
And I love working with him because he says, "How do you want the stamps? How do you want?" And I explain to him, and he delivers it exactly how I asked, which makes it again. I spend less time fixing and more time being creative. You know, because he put the work in. You know, so man, it's cool, man. I'm really grateful for everybody who's shown up and stopped by the studio and shared some time with us.
And I saw in your videos you play drums.
Yes.
Is that what you were doing in bands too, or?
Yeah. So the one that I can remember most recently was Ira the Machine. I played it in there with David. So we have our little history as well. So when Letters from Wolves came in, we were just kind of reminiscing. We were still picking on David, as were the rest of the band, and it's just kind of like nothing's changed. So yeah, I have I'm a drummer, and then I have my own little side project that I have. So my little ambient stuff going on, but I think everyone just needs that creative outlet, because I see a lot of people and they're miserable and they don't know how to, express themselves. And for us, I think sometimes we do take it for granted what we have and, what we're capable of doing. And we don't see how far we've come because we're always trying to think of what's the next step ahead. We're too busy being critical instead of just taking the time to appreciate where we are and what we're doing, what we can do, and we have the ability to do.
Yeah.
So it's work, but it doesn't feel like work.
Yeah, for sure.
So we put in the time, but at the end of the day, we're enjoying what we're doing. It's not just like, we have to do this. It's like we are doing it. Like we get a chance to do this.
You're making things happen.
Yeah.
No, John explained it perfectly.
And you, Hexx, do you play instruments or?
I'm a guitarist at heart.
Right.
In my band, I played sort of the bass and guitar and a lot of the production stuff, like the keyboards. I never thought I'd be a decent keyboard player, but I'm okay. And that's something that I always wanted to learn, was to play piano, and being in the current band that I'm in, like sort of forced to like work out the chord patterns. Now I can't do all like the solo shit, but I'm pretty good at keyboard, and that's something like that was a personal goal that I had always wanted as a kid. Like, I want to learn how to play piano, and now I'm doing it.
Yeah, my son just signed up for he's gonna go to middle school next year, and he signed up for piano as his elective.
Oh, that's cool.
He's like, I'm good enough at drums. I got to learn something else.
Oh yeah, that's part of being a musician,
Yep.
and that's the cool part, is it never ends, and you're never good enough.
And it's cool because piano is a difficult instrument.
Yeah.
So if you can pick up piano, everything else is gonna be easy. Well, not easy, but you're gonna pick it up just as quickly as you would anything else. So
You know what's crazy? I don't know. Do you pick up guitar or anything once in a while, or?
I'll strum. I know how to play some chords. Same thing. Like I know my way around a keyboard, but I wouldn't say I am a keyboard player.
But the reason I ask that is because my son is a drummer at heart. He'll pick up my bass, or he'll pick up my guitars, and that's one thing where he won't let me teach him anything. He wants to be gung ho by himself about it. He wants to learn it by himself. But his approach, I haven't seen him on piano yet, but his approach to guitar and bass is that of a drummer. So he's hitting the strings like a drummer would hit the drums, but it makes sense.
Yeah.
So I'm like, man, this is pretty.
See, right there. AI can't do that,
Nope.
right?
No, it can't. You're right.
So he's developing his own unique style, his own unique approach to that instrument, which is going to set him apart. Like, that's so cool, man.
Yeah, while I'm away at work, he stays with my parents. So he had asked me, I've got a jazz bass, a Fender jazz bass 50th anniversary or whatever the fuck, 75th, something like that. I can't remember. But he took it to my parents. So he asked me for permission. He's like, Daddy, can I take the bass guitar to grandma and grandpa's? And I was iffy about it because I'm real.
Yeah.
I'm real cautious with my instruments, but I told him that was fine as long as he sends me videos of him playing here and there. And yeah, man, the way he attacks it like a drummer, it looks pretty neat, man.
My niece showed up to the studio. She's like fifth grade, right? So that's
Right.
like 10, 11, right? Something like that.
Yeah, that's what he is, 11.
Then so she's like, "Oh, uncle, I want to play piano." I was like, "Of course, man. Like, why not? Come stop by." So at home, she has like a little small piano, very like that, like a little toy ones, right?
Hmm.
Well, she's taking it upon herself to go to YouTube and learn songs.
That's all you need now.
So when she showed up on, we have a big MIDI keyboard, and we have all the really nice, piano synths and all that stuff. She started playing, and like it blew me away, to like almost tears.
Hmm.
What is going on? That good? Not great, but like for a kid that
Hmm.
only has that little keyboard, for her to play what I was seeing, it made me like as an uncle be like, oh my god, like you don't know what you have right now,
Yep.
and I hope that you follow that.
That she sticks with it.
Yes, because she's still young, and they're gonna change. They're gonna grow up. They're gonna change their minds. I know I did a lot, and I just told him, yeah, I will help you however you want, but I hope you stick to it because you are really talented. And I will help you however I can. So hopefully she takes that to heart and she keeps doing it. But she blew me away.
Yeah, that's good, man. Yeah, I'm the
It was
same with this little dude. He'll bring me to tears once in a while.
yeah, right. It's cool to see, man. So I hope she keeps doing it. I hope your son keeps doing it.
Hopefully, man. Yeah, he says he wants to make a career out of it, and I'm like, cool, do it. There's nothing saying you can't, but have a fallback plan just in case.
Yeah. No, I know. No, I know, man.
And
So
it's cool because I think you see them having fun and
Hmm.
they're not taking themselves seriously.
yep.
And there's technology is just so crazy because even if you don't have like physical instruments, like a small little mini keyboard or
Hmm.
even just like a little drum pad, like you can there it's limitless.
Could
Hmm.
write a hit on that.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I think it's gonna get even better
Mm-hmm.
because you can do everything. So AI, yeah, I mean, it's not the end all of things. So even just like hitting a pad,
Hmm.
like you can be creative with that. You can come up with your own patterns. Like
Mm-hmm.
that's the fun of it.
Hmm.
So
Yeah. Nah. Yeah. It's cool, man. I love all that. I could speak. I could talk for days.
Do it, bro. That's why we're here.
But thank you for having us. It's been really awesome, man. And
No, man. Thank you guys for making it, man. It's been a pleasure getting to know you guys and again to see everything that you guys are doing for local bands. It's amazing.
oh
It's
yeah,
pretty.
and no, just like I said, if any local bands or any upcoming bands are watching, and you're interested in what we're doing, just message us.
yes,
We want all genres. I know this guy said he wants a mariachi band. So
yes,
any mariachi bands, if you're interested in in
yes.
coming to do a live session, let us know.
That has been a goal of mine.
Do it, bro.
So I'm putting it out. If you're a mariachi band, come hit us up. Come on, come on. I don't know how. I don't know where to put all the mics. Like I want to. It's gonna be like cool for me. Like I don't.
It'll be a learning experience.
Yeah, like I'm so excited, and that music live sounds so cool. So I'm down, man.
And I think that's the best way to learn stuff too is trial and error, and that'll
Exactly.
be exactly what you're doing there.
Exactly. But like John said, if you're interested, just hit us up. We are willing to work with you. We are willing to figure it out. We are willing to sit down and have a conversation. If you don't have all the money, we'll figure something out. Like sit with us, get to know us, and you'll see like, oh, okay, like, maybe I do want to come here. So yeah, message us. So
And you
John,
guys are conveniently located on the east side.
yes, we're right behind Tinseltown. So give it a little geolocation.
Hmm.
So we're right behind Tinseltown. That's sort of central now, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Because East Side, this is
Everybody lives in Horizon
yeah,
nowadays. It seems like.
yeah, everyone's in Horizon. But no, thank you guys for having us.
Thanks for
This
coming,
was a
man. I enjoyed
blast,
getting
man.
to meet you guys. And again, I talked about before we started recording. It's always great to make new friends, and I appreciate you guys coming because I've made new friends, and agents
Yes.
made new friends, and
Yeah, man.
it's pretty neat, man. And we'll keep in touch, man.
Yes, you guys have something going on here, man. So keep doing it. Keep doing it. And if you want the bands that we work with, we can find a pipeline to feed them to you guys.
Yeah, man. Send me Bloomwave, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm very excited about their music.
No, yeah. So yeah, again, we can set up teams. We can do pipeline. Like this is it. This is the dream, man. So
Yes, bro. This is exactly what it's about, man. Just helping
Uh-huh.
each other out, and again, to reiterate what I said earlier, it's I want to showcase everything good about El Paso as far as everything, music, art, everything, even restaurants,
yes, yeah.
and however I can help you guys out too. Let me know, man.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I'll
Appreciate
promote the
it.
studio on the
Likewise.
podcast and everything, and again, it was a pleasure getting to know you guys.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, mix it in post.
But yeah, man, I loved having you guys on. I love the new friendship that we've established, and I look forward to working with you guys, man, or keeping in contact with you guys, man. It was
Of course, man. Like I said, we could set up that pipeline. We can when bands come work with us, we can find out a way to get them to you guys. So we're down, dude.
so all of you look up Let Down Studio on all social media platforms. Subscribe to them both on social media, YouTube. Subscribe to their channel, share their music, like their stuff, comment on their stuff. It's great stuff on there. Bands, reach out to them to book your session with them, and yeah, loved having you guys on.
Yeah, thank you, man, for the invite.
Oh yeah. Thanks, man. Thanks,
Yeah.
everybody.
This is a Long Story Longer podcast with Rene Rodriguez and the guys from Let Down Studio, Hexx and John. Love you all. Peace out.